Yeah, what the fuck is good, beautiful people? I just decided to pop in real quick just to, pop a little bit of shit if you don't mind. I just want to explain why I decided to switch from the BlackMagic to the A7IV. And I'm going to tell you the straw that broke the motherfucking camel's back, man. Keep this real short and sweet. I don't have anything scripted. I'm just about to go on a little quick rant. Now, disclaimer. I do fuck with BlackMagic, I do like the quality, I like everything that comes with it, but there are a few reasons why I decided to switch. One reason is autofocus. Now, I know manual focus is, a good technique to learn and use, but sometimes you do need autofocus, or at least me for what I like to do. If you do short films and filmmaking and you don't really need autofocus, then I understand. But for me, I like to do more running gun style shoots. And when I'm out in the field and I'm trying to track someone, it's a lot easier to use autofocus versus manual focus. Now, I will say I do still use manual focus with the A7S4 because sometimes, I do want to get things in the foreground and the foreground, if that's the other term that you use for that. And if you do have autofocus on, whatever's in the foreground, the autofocus might try to pick up. So if I am trying to get, something in the foreground, I will easily switch it to manual. So I just think it's better to be able to switch back and forth. One thing I will say is having to use manual focus for over a year with the BlackMagic, it has taught me the importance of focal length, aperture, and things like that. Because when you're dealing with something like, I used to have the Sigma 18 and 35, the regular combo that everybody else has. And when you try to go down to 1.8 and you're trying to track something and keep it in focus, it really helps you understand how far you have to be from an object in order for them to stay in focus, which can be, tough at times as well. Like for instance, right now I'm doing a YouTube video, and on the BlackMagic, I couldn't really go down to 1.8 because if I do this, or even that, I might be out of focus. Whereas though on the A7S4, I can do all of that and stay in focus because of the autofocus. So if you're a YouTuber or a vlogger, then you may want to think about, getting something that has autofocus instead of the BlackMagic. Another reason is the screen. On this screen, it flips out. I'm looking at myself right now. I can see my composition. I can make sure everything is in frame. Whereas though on the BlackMagic, I had to hook up an external monitor to view myself. And I'm a minimalist. I don't like to have a bunch of different, things attached to my camera. With the BlackMagic, you have to have a bunch of attachments for it. Also, with this screen, it does pop out. It flips. So when I'm using my Ronin, I can have it popped out and I can see everything that's going on. Now, don't get me wrong, the BlackMagic, I love that big screen on the back. Like, it's good. The touch screen, the features. I feel like a 6-year-old can pick it up and, be able to press their buttons and, feel like they know what they're doing. So don't get me wrong, I do love that aspect of it. But I could never have a monitor on the camera when I was using my Ronin. So with this camera, I can have it popped out and I can kind of see what's going on while I'm using my Ronin. Also, speaking of the Ronin, balancing the BlackMagic, once you do it once or twice, it is just fine. But that camera is so bulky that you could barely do a 360 barrel roll. I shoot a lot of music videos and I like doing the 360 barrel roll effect. It looks cool to me. And with the A7S4, it makes that 360 barrel roll a lot easier and a lot smoother. With the BlackMagic, either you're gonna have to buy an external memory that sits on the outside of the cage, or you have to buy a CFast card, which I did because I'm a minimalist. I don't like things on the outside of the camera that much. And you put the CFast card in and it works just fine, which is cool. I like the CFast card too. It's pretty expensive and you gotta buy the CFast reader, which is another expense. But to me, I like just using the old-fashioned memory card. The V90 cards are a little bit expensive, but to me it was worth it so that I can get the best quality. And then I just stick the memory card right in and it's ready to go on Final Cut Pro. Speaking of Final Cut Pro, also with the BlackMagic, when you're shooting in B-roll, it's lovely. Dynamic range is crazy. You can mess with the ISO after shooting. You can pretty much tweak anything that you can tweak in the camera. You can tweak in DaVinci Resolve when dealing with B-roll. But since I do shoot Final Cut Pro, they don't support B-roll. So I would have to take all of my files, move them to DaVinci, convert them to whatever, do my little color grade if I decided to do color grade in DaVinci, and then transfer it from DaVinci over to Final Cut Pro. I don't like to transfer my files, that many times because I feel like it's losing quality. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's not losing quality, but it just doesn't sit right with me. So I like to be able to put my footage directly into Final Cut Pro, do my edits, and export it directly out of Final Cut Pro. With BlackMagic, you can decide to shoot in ProRes, which gives you great quality, and then you can use that ProRes and pop it directly into Final Cut Pro. But I want to shoot raw, so that's another thing that made me want to decide to switch. Also, pictures. Anybody that knows me, they know I hate taking pictures. But 9 times out of 10, when I'm out in the field shooting a music video, the artist is gonna say, "Hey bro, can you take a picture for me? Hey bro, can you shoot a couple pics for me?" With the BlackMagic, you can't snap any pictures. Or actually, you can snap pictures, but the picture quality is shitty. So what I found myself doing is, I would take stills from the video and then send that over to the client, which was pretty good, but it does not compete with the photos that come out of the A7S4 in photo mode. Honestly, the pictures that come out of the A7IV are so crispy, it's kind of making me enjoy shooting photography, honestly. And that does allow me to add that onto the budget when someone asks, how much do I charge for music videos? Now I can say, hey, I charge this amount, but also if you want pictures, it's gonna be this amount, if you get what I'm saying. So that's also a plus as well. So really, the straw that broke the camel's back, I would have to say, is the battery life. Man, the BlackMagic batteries only last about 30 minutes a piece, if even that. On my last video shoot, I swear it seemed like my batteries were dying in 10 minutes. I remember sweating because I was down to my last battery and I knew it was gonna die. And it's not like when you forget to press record and a client asks to see the footage and you're like, oh, hold on, we gotta shoot it again, and you don't really want to show them because you can't even show them because you didn't shoot. It's different because when that battery dies and you're on your last battery, there's no faking that. There's no reshooting that because your camera is now dead. So if it wasn't from a behind the scenes shooter, Little Grand Films, shout out to you, I would not have been able to complete that video shoot. He was going behind the scenes with an A7S3. He let me use it to finish up the shoot. Once I put that A7S3 footage in my Final Cut Pro and saw the quality, I knew I had to make the change, man. I knew I had to make the change. So I'll say that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Let me know down in the comments why you prefer BlackMagic over Sony. Let me know if you made that change as well. Also, let me know if you went through some of the things that I went through with the BlackMagic. No shade to the BlackMagic. It is a great cinema camera, especially for how much it costs. Yeah, man, that's all I got, man. I don't want to talk you guys' head off. More episodes of the 5th show is coming, tutorials, video reviews, and also I got a couple performances coming up as well. So stay tuned, like, subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers, man. I know I gotta bring some content for you guys to trust and subscribing with me, but check out some of my other videos, man. I teach you guys how to rotoscope in Final Cut Pro, man. Who's doing that? Holla at me, man.